Unfortunately, on Friday the 13th of October 2023, some friends of mine and colleagues, they were in southern Lebanon and they were filming Israeli airstrikes on Hezbollah positions and Hezbollah firing rockets back. They've got their press vests on, they have big signs saying press, they've got their helmets, and then suddenly out of nowhere there's this huge explosion and one tank shell comes flying in and hits this group of journalists that are just doing their job. They scatter, and one of my friends, he gets completely covered in shrapnel, and his colleague, a young girl named Christina, who's a photojournalist, she's been hit by shrapnel, and at this point her legs have been completely cut up and destroyed. And he's kneeling down, he's getting a tourniquet, he's putting it onto her leg, and then boom, a second tank shell comes flying in, and it kills one of our colleagues named Issam Abdullah, who works for Reuters. It does fill you with a certain sense of trepidation. You know, I remember seeing Christina in a wheelchair with one of her legs missing. I remember seeing my best friend with a bandage around his head, covered in blood, like on the phone, wide-eyed. And some of these images stick with you as you're trying to do your job in the field. So I'm sitting there in the car, remembering this, hearing the drones above me right now, thinking, does it matter? Have we done enough? Like, what's to stop us being hit at this moment? So I'm thinking that, and I'm trying to put the horrors of the past, into the back of my head and move forward. And then, I'm driving at 100, 120 kilometers an hour through this sort of hellscape. I'm looking left and right, and there are just like completely destroyed buildings, like lining the way into this city on either side. And then I arrive in the center of Nabatieh.
Currently at a strike site here in Nabatieh.
And the first thing I'm struck with is actually the silence. Because this is Lebanon's sort of second largest city in the south, and it's a ghost town. There's no one there. I can hear cats meowing because they've just been abandoned and they're looking for food. It's almost like a kind of zombie movie, and it's a really kind of eerie feeling at that point.
The debris has gone very far.
The day before, this building close to the civil defense headquarters was hit with an Israeli airstrike, and in that airstrike it killed one of the civil defense workers.
You see the red fire truck there?
I look down and there's this puddle of blood in front of me. The blood from the civil defense worker who was killed, it's mixing with the water from the damaged fire truck.